So, a topic that I wanted to talk about and actually make a video about for a while now is books and reading, because not too long ago I got back into reading after being really inconsistent with it and often having periods where I wouldn't read for days and months. And God has revealed a few things to me that allowed me to get back into reading, experience reading completely new, and it was just different than before. To give more context, I was always a reader. I grew up around people who've read a lot, especially my grandma. She would regularly go with me to the library to borrow books. And but over the years, or at the beginning of my early to late teenage years, I then stopped reading completely. I don't know really why, but I think because I was just not getting it wasn't as satisfying, because I was addicted to so many things: bad food, pornography, scrolling on social media for hours. So reading wasn't something that was pleasing. But God has revealed multiple things to me that had an impact on how I read now, how I approach reading, and I just want to share this, and I hope that it can help in some way. So I divide my reading into multiple sections. One is my Kindle, then audiobooks, mangas, nonfiction, novels, more nonfiction, and my Bible. So the way I structure my reading is that in the morning I start with my Bible. I usually read 5 chapters in the morning and 5 chapters before going to bed. I'm currently reading the book of Psalms, and when it comes to the book of Psalms, I've decided to read 10 Psalms in the morning and 10 Psalms before going to bed, because they tend to be rather short, and I don't want to just read my Bible for 15 minutes and then do something else. And that way it is sort of an insurance of some kind that I spend my first hour and my last hour with God. Whenever I have practice, it's 3 times a week: Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I usually listen to some light philosophy or some kind of novel that can just wash over me, and I don't need to give my full attention to it. So that way I can make up some reading time. And let's say this is something that I did with Powerless, for example. When I would train, I would listen to the audiobook version, and later on I would continue reading the book on my Kindle or the physical version. Something that I also started doing was, and still do, is sometimes listening to an audiobook when I stretch. I usually try to stretch for an hour, which can sum up to about an hour of listening time, which allows me over a week to get, like, I would say 200 pages of just pure reading done just by listening and stretching. When it comes to manga, uh, I just decided to commit to one series at a time, because I don't want to jump around from series to series, and since One Piece is quite long, I just thought it would be fitting. There was also another contender in the race for the manga that I decided to pick, which was Black Clover. This Black Clover personally means a lot to me, because I watched the show when I was just in a really dark place, and the main character Asta just helped me to get up and try over and over again, and seeing him overcome all these different obstacles, and seeing him just grow and get stronger while all the odds are against him, was just something that was really inspiring to me, and that's why the show was, or the manga was, a contender for which manga I'm going to read. Yeah, I'm currently 250 chapters deep into One Piece. Sometimes I'm flirting a bit with the thought of trying to get to Wano, which is one of the more recent arcs in One Piece, before the end of the year, but I just think it's better when I allow this One Piece journey to unfold naturally, and not obsess so hard over it. The reason why I bought these books is because, even though I'm not there yet, because I was with my sister at the library once, and I just wanted to have them on my shelves as a sort of motivation to keep going and just continue reading. I actually was a collector of mangas and books before I turned into the reader that I'm now, but I sold all of my books and mangas because of what I've learned from the point when I started to read again to where I am now. And what I learned was something that Seneca said. This is the book. And what he said in his first letter was something. This is an advice that I try to remember myself regularly when I read, and it says, or it's actually on the first page, and it says, a multitude of books only gets in one's way, so if you're unable to read all the books in your possession, you have enough when you have all the books you are able to read. What I realized is that I was just hoarding knowledge and stories, so I didn't knew where to start. But by just minimizing it and sticking to a few selected books, reading becomes just easier, and I don't need to force myself into reading because I'm not so overwhelmed by the books that I have. So far, I own about, I think, close to 70 books. When I count the books that I have on my Kindle and the ones that I own physically. And I so far have read about more than half of them. And a genuine rule that I started to apply, come in, is that I only buy a new book when I finish one. And the reason why I started to apply or set this rule for myself, because I often had months where I would spend hundreds of dollars on books, and they would just stand on my shelves and I wouldn't read them. So with this rule, I just have like I don't fall then back into the habit of overspending, and it just prevents things to get out of hand. One book that started a small reading addiction for me was Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu. And this book, it's relatively short. It's 110 pages, and it's divided into 5 sections. The nature of the work, book 1 and 2, which are the ones that are written by the author, and in the end, wrong. First you have the introduction, then you have the work itself, book 1 and 2. Then you have appendix 1, which was problem of authorship, and appendix 2 was the nature of the work. And what catched me about this book was not the core that Lao Tzu actually wrote, but the way the introduction was written. So it is a mix between a novel, you actually interacting with Lao Tzu, and a professor standing in front of you explaining things to you. At least that's how it felt to that's how I experienced it. And from there I basically went through some of the philosophy works Penguin Classics has to offer. Besides Letters of a Stoic, they also have meditations, discourses, and selected writings from Epictetus. They also have 2 versions of The Republic by Plato. I finished the first one, which I really like. It's written like a novel and a conversation between people, then and not like sort of a guide or how regular nonfiction works are written. I also can show you guys here my Audible library, my Kindle library, and what books I currently have on my shelves. The reason why I divide my reading into all these sections is because it allows me to read more. The thing is, I don't always feel like reading manga, reading nonfiction, reading my Bible, or reading a novel, but by allowing myself to have access to all these different genres of reading, it just makes reading and continuing this habit easier, because I will have days where I feel like reading nonfiction more, or reading manga more, or reading my Bible more. You guys get the drill. And this way I just don't limit myself to one genre, such as nonfiction, for example, which was a mindset that I was stuck in for a while, because I thought, yeah, I just need to read only nonfiction to get better, to improve myself, and I need to read all of these books that these rich influencers recommend so that I can get where they are, or acquire the things or just get the things I think I want. And this shift was actually important, because what I would recommend everybody that reads, don't believe in must reads. For me personally, as a Christian or as someone that is trying to follow God, the only must read in my life, technically speaking, is the Bible. That's just my opinion. And yeah, I mean, other books can indeed help you, but by just only focusing on books that you believe you need to read, you will just miss out on the experience that on the full experience that reading has to offer. And I don't know, it just makes reading less colorful. Yeah, something that I use to just be more consistent with reading is turning my phone before going to bed on airplane mode and turning the screen gray, and then I just put it in a cabinet somewhere in my room, so it is harder to access. And when I wake up, the first thing that I see is these two, my Kindle and my Bible, because next to my bed I have like this cabin, and when I like lay on my left side when I'm sleeping, and I open my eyes, the first thing that I see is like this picture, or the other way around. On the left side is my Kindle, and on the like right side I have my Bible. So it's just the first thing that I grab in the morning, because I need to get up and need to enable airplane mode, and need to turn the colors of my phone display on, and need to get around a bunch of other barriers that I set up to actually, let's say, go on TikTok and watch something. And one other reason why I picked all of these genres is because not only my mood changes throughout the day, but also my focus and my energy level. The thing is, when I go to bed, I don't feel like um, reading a book about the US economy, and I'm probably not going to have the focus and the attention to actually process what I'm reading. So I'm just um, skimming over the words and not taking in what is actually written on the pages. And that's why I am mostly reading One Piece before going to bed, and then my Bible, because um, it is just easier. And when I do want to read nonfiction, this one, for example, this is a book I found on the streets like 1.5 years ago, maybe longer, and I just felt like taking it home. I haven't started it yet, but it is about meditation, and it also has where is it? No, it also has, yes, a section that that covers prayers. Yeah, so I'm excited for this one. So far, I only read two nonfiction, not nonfiction, novels so far. The first one is Powerless. Or no, the second one was Powerless, that I finished. But the first that I started was The Serpent and the Wings of Night. It is, or the first book was a romance fantasy novel about a human girl that gets adopted by a vampire king, and she needs to win a tournament which is called the Kajari to basically so there's this god Nyaxia who created like the night creatures and the vampires, and whoever wins the Kajari yeah Nyaxia basically grants the winner a wish, and the goal was for the main character, her name is Araya, to win the Kajari and yeah, basically become sort of like as powerful as her dad is, so that she doesn't so that she can escape this this life that she was living in, being living in this constant state of fear and getting killed. Yeah, Powerless is about two main characters, or it has two main characters. The first one is Payden, and the second one is Kai. And it is also a romance fantasy novel. There are powers involved, like a revolution with that is happening. They both fight in also a tournament which is called the Purging Trials. Yeah, I really love these two so far. I want to continue this one, but I don't know if I will continue The Serpent and the Wings of Night, because things got spicy, I would say. And there were two scenes that, or more, three scenes that I just struggle to handle. And it just felt wrong reading this, and that's why I don't know if I'm going to continue it, but I want to continue this series. I really love how it is written, the characters are awesome, the world building is great, and this book this book basically gets told from two perspectives. Some chapters you experience through Kai's eyes and some through Peyton's, which is something that makes this book unique in my opinion, and why I want to continue it. My current novel is The Serpent, not The Serpent and the Wings of Night, Fourth Wing, which is basically sort of you have like two kingdoms that fight against each other, and the girl, the main character of this story, basically goes to like a Hogwarts, but instead of magic, they basically train there to become dragon riders, healers. You have magic to some degree, but the story is more about people riding on dragons, and I forgot the last group, but they are basically like the nerds of this whole school. Yes, their name are scribes, and their job is basically to just be obsessed with knowledge and just contribute in some kind of way to just process the knowledge that they receive, come up with strategies, and just record stuff. At the end, I just, or to sum things up, don't limit yourself to one type of genre. Read across, read what you want and what you want to read, instead of what you believe you should be reading or people told you you should read. Yeah. I still struggle a bit to find closing words for the videos, but what I want to do from now on is to spread the gospel in some kind of way, or just mention God in some way. So for now, I just hope I was able to help someone in some kind of way. Love you all. Jesus loves you more than I ever could, and I just hope you guys have a blessed day.